Hello and welcome to this video on how to do a sense and savor meditation. For me, sense and savor is a merge of walking meditation and Shinrin Yoku, which is Japanese forest bathing. Basically, the idea is to get outside, move slowly, and really notice your surroundings by pausing a lot and using the senses. This can be done someplace like a city park or someplace in nature, but it could also be done in your own backyard or even a city environment. Sense and savor can also be done by those using a wheelchair or walker. So let's begin. Start by slowly moving through your environment and noticing sounds, images, smells, perhaps the sound of your footsteps on the surface below you, if that is available. Pausing often to touch objects around you, noticing their texture, their temperature. So if in a city, you can touch buildings, bricks, signposts, things like that. And continue to just divert your attention to places around you, above you, below you. And make this practice your own. Stopping often to notice things that might have caught your eye. The color, the shape. Maybe even picking an object up and noticing it up close. Maybe even holding it up to your ear or your nose to see if it makes a sound or if it has a pleasant smell. When I do sense and savor, I pause often and touch trees to notice their texture, their strength. There is no hurry. The idea is just to move slowly and deliberately. Once again, pausing often and just noticing things that maybe in your everyday life that you wouldn't notice. Ideally, sense and savor should be done for around 20 minutes or longer. But if you don't have that long, any amount of time is beneficial. This is an older city park that I'm in, so there's not a lot of flowers, but perhaps where you're at, there is. So maybe pausing and getting up close and smelling the flowers, noticing their colors, their textures. Perhaps notice if any pollinators are on the flowers. There is no aha moments in sense and savor, but maybe there is. Most of the time we're just looking at things that are around us all the time, but once again we really don't notice in our everyday life. noticing the different types of trees, the different types of vegetation. If there's grass, maybe reach down and touch the grass, or the sand, or the water. When you slow down and walk through nature, you really become aware of the diversity of it. If you hear bird song, perhaps pause, listen to it for a while, or maybe even looking up to see if you can see the bird. Once again, trees are a wonderful way to connect with nature. You could even put your arms around a tree and literally hug it. I also like to just see if the tree is speaking to me, telling me about what it's seen through its long life. And as you're walking, maybe you come to a place and think, it would be nice to just stand here for a while, or sit, or even lie down. Feel free to pause as long as you would like. For demonstrations, this video here, this pause is just for a little while. But you could spend minutes or even hours just pause in nature, noticing the sounds, objects, smells. If you're in the city, you might just pause at a park bench or a bench in the city and notice people walking around. The idea is just to really notice your environment. The longer you are in this environment, you'll really start to notice lots of things. Some things that you wonder, how did it get here? Such as this golf ball. Hundreds of people have probably walked by that and never noticed it. As you walk, you might notice different paths you could take, such as this one. Maybe you want to go that way. Here we have a young tree and an old tree. I like to imagine them talking to each other. The older, wiser tree telling stories to the younger tree. When you stop and pause, you really notice all the different colors, textures. Here's another path that you might want to take. Let your body guide you. So as we slowly start to wind down this practice, even walking back to your car, you are still practicing. And it's okay to stop and take photos if you would like. The idea is to truly be in the moment. So maybe pausing and noticing the clover beneath you. Is there a 4-leaf one? And pine cones. Wonderful texture, shape, smell, and even sound. Hold it up to your ear, hold it up to your nose. And anytime you see wildlife, I highly recommend just pausing and observing. See what they might be saying to you. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope you can get out and enjoy your own sense and savor meditation.